I have a very bad idea, but we're gonna see how this works. This is what an abusive admin might do to a server. Hey guys, Mike the Vike here. Back for yet another Rust update video. Once again, sorry for missing last week. I've just been kinda too busy recently. So the big change this week is gonna do with tree farming. So you might remember the minigame that they added to ores, where you hit the right spot. So they basically done the same thing with trees now. On your first hit, you're not going to see anything, but after you hit it, you're going to get a little spray painted X. And if you hit that, it's going to start hitting the tree a little bit faster. Now, the only tricky part with this is, in my opinion, you're probably spending about the same amount of time, just because it's a little bit more tedious to run around the darn thing. Once you hit it enough times, though, the trees also fall down now, which is very cool, a lot more realistic than it just like magically disappearing, of course. I'm kind of hoping a lot of this is placeholder though. Like, I'm not a huge fan of a magic like X marking on the tree. But although I don't know what else they would do, honestly, like that's more realistic, quote unquote. So maybe it's fine, but I think the tree falling could be improved for sure. With that said, honestly, it's really nice to see because it makes farming trees a little bit less annoying and boring. So, you know, honestly, great job for adding this. It's still fun. Oh, also, one thing you may have noticed, when you hit a tree, you won't get quite the same amount of materials while hitting the tree. What happens is, basically, you get half the amount of materials you normally would, but once the tree actually falls, you'll notice you get a big bonus there. So I got 670 wood, which would make up for, you know, the normal gathering. So basically this means you actually have to chop down the entire tree. Now on another note, what's kind of cool, rockets now actually chop down trees, which is kind of badass actually. I just came up with an idea. Hang on, we're gonna test something real quick. If this works, I'm gonna be very upset because I can see a lot of people being abusive with this. Hang on. Please don't work. Oh no! That's actually terrible. Oh, that one didn't work. Hang on, hang on. Ooh, maybe only one can break at a time or something? But man, I can see so many zergs. Oh, see, that one didn't work. Why is it... Does it not work or does it not work? Maybe it has to be next to the tree. Hang on, I think maybe next to the tree will do it. Bruh. Wait, let's try this one. Oh shit, okay, so never mind. So survey charges thankfully do not destroy trees every time. I have a very bad idea, but we're gonna see how this works. This is what an abusive admin might do to a server. See, this is what I'm picturing clans doing, you know? Like just running around with like 50 rockets. Is it practical in any way? No, not really, but it does certainly look cool. So they made a pretty big change to how the tool cupboard works. How it worked before was basically you had your tool cupboard, you know, and basically if you built anything within the radius of the tool cupboard, so I think it was like something like, you know, 25 meters in every direction, then you'd be in TC access, right? Now, the way they've changed it is so that it's done based on what entities are actually connected to the TC. So theoretically, you could build like a 1x1 wall going all the way across the map, but you'd still only have to place down one TC since the entities are connected, right? Now, the only tricky part is it says they implemented it this week, or at least I think so, but I can't get this to work on even my vanilla server, so no plugins, and the TC access ends right here. Actually, it ends inside the base. So I tried building like a legit base to make it like, you know, I don't know, maybe there was some kind of thing so you couldn't just build a 1x1. So I don't know if they implemented this week. Let me know if this new feature works for you guys or if it's just me being crazy. Now, they're also making a lot of big changes to building in general. So, for example, you might be already thinking, well, what about wall-stacked bases, since the entities aren't necessarily touching? So that's actually something they're planning on removing altogether so that you're not able to do wall stacking, which I think should have been done ages ago. Something else they mentioned in this building update is that high entity count buildings, so like massive compounds, apparently produce less lag now. Of course, I can't really test this right now, but we're going to find out throughout this week. It could mean less server lag, which is always ideal for someone like me and my servers. Now, Paul mentioned some stuff about the new AI system. I honestly can't tell if it's fully rolled out yet or not. I personally have AI disabled on my servers just because it lags them out so much. So I guess we're still patiently waiting for the new AI system, but I'm not totally sure. Like, if someone wants to confirm that, that'd be great. In other news, Taylor is now working on a craftable hazmat suit. We get to see a nice low poly version of the pants. I would assume we're going to see, like, a jacket and all that jazz. Definitely nice to see this just because, dealing with rad towns right now is kind of annoying and inconsistent. Like, if you don't have a hazmat suit, you're kind of gambling if you find enough pills. Alex is still working on the lovely admire animations. We are not going to see them until they're all fully done, so I guess we got to wait a bit to see them, but it's nice to know that they're in progress. There were a whole bunch of improvements in the stability department, particularly with the new hair system. It kind of added a whole bunch of different glitches, also with the new anti-aliasing system. So any glitches you might have had, like the black screen thing, those are addressed now. He also made some typical, performance adjustments. So textures now use 100 megabytes less GPU memory, which might be very vital on lower end systems. Thomas shows off a really interesting primitive box here. This is a loot box. This is really interesting, and he's saying it's like the tier 1 and he's working on a tier 2. I don't know if this is only going to drop like blueprints, That would be awesome if there was like dedicated BP boxes. I think that'd be really great. And you know what? That's actually everything for this week. Main thing is the trees, of course, but I still think it's a great new addition. With that said, I hope the video was helpful to some of you guys, even if the content may be somewhat inconsistent. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.